So, you want to be a UX designer, but you look at the path and it just seems huge, right? Overwhelming. But what if I told you there's a clear, actionable plan? Okay, let's dive into that roadmap. Going from zero to your first UX job in just 9 months, I mean, that sounds pretty ambitious, right? Maybe even a little bit impossible. But is it? You know what? It's totally possible. But, and this is a big but, only if you have a solid plan and you actually stick to it. And guess what? This right here is that plan. All right, so we're going to break this whole thing down, a clear, step-by-step process so you know exactly what to do. Let's start with the big picture, the 30,000-foot view. And here it is, the whole 9-month journey split into 3 phases that are actually, manageable. First up, months 1 to 3, you're just learning the fundamentals. Then, months 4 to 6, you're taking what you learned and you're building real projects. And finally, the last 3 months, we're focusing on one thing, landing you that job. Simple, right? Let's get into it. Okay, let's dive into phase 1. Your first 3 months. This part is absolutely crucial. It's all about building a solid foundation that's going to set you up for success later on. Now, before you even think about opening a design tool or drawing a single box, you have to start with a goal. And I mean a crystal clear goal. This is your why. It's going to be the thing that keeps you pushing forward when things get tough, and trust me, they will. And to make that goal real, not just some fuzzy idea, it needs to answer these 4 questions. Seriously, write these down. First, why do you really want this? Go deep. Second, when? Give yourself a hard deadline. Third, where do you see yourself working? Get specific. Don't just say tech, say fintech or health tech. And finally, how you're going to do it. This is your action plan. This right here, this is your North Star for the whole journey. Okay, next up, let's make sure we're all on the same page. UX versus UI. You hear these thrown around all the time, right? Well, think of it this way. UX, user experience. That's the blueprint for a house. It's the strategy, the flow, the architecture that makes it functional and easy to live in. UI, the user interface, that's the paint, the furniture, the visuals. It's how it looks. And this chart, it shows you the real balance. That pretty UI, the part everyone sees, is just the tip of the iceberg. The huge part, like 80% of the work, is all that UX stuff happening under the surface. It's the strategy and structure that makes the whole thing work. Okay, so here's where the strategy gets kind of interesting. Even though UX is the biggest part, we're going to start with the surface. We're going to have you learn a design tool first, something like Figma, which is the industry standard. Why? Because you get tangible skills right away. It's fun, it's visual, and getting that early win builds a ton of momentum to carry you through the harder stuff. And I'm not just going to say learn Figma. Here is your exact step-by-step plan. The 30-day Figma Clone Challenge. This is how you get good fast. You're going to go to a site called Mobbin. It's like a giant library of amazing apps. Pick a few and then just clone 3 screens a day, every day, for 30 days. But here's the secret sauce, the most important step. Share your progress online every single day. This does 2 things. It keeps you accountable, and boom, without even trying, you've just started networking. All right, you've mastered the tool. Now let's move into phase 2. The next 3 months are all about shifting from learning to doing. This is where you build out your portfolio. But listen, you can't just work on any old project. You gotta be smart about it. Here are the rules. First, find problems to solve in that industry you picked back in phase 1. Second, aim for at least 3 solid projects. Make sure you have 1 mobile and 1 web app in there. And this is a big one. Always do user research before you start designing. Oh, and please avoid redesigning Netflix or Spotify. Recruiters are so tired of seeing those. And here's a little secret weapon for the modern designer. You don't have to do this all alone. You can, and you should, use AI as your creative partner. No, this isn't a gimmick, it's a massive productivity boost. You can use something like ChatGPT to brainstorm ideas when you're stuck. You can feed it your user interview notes and ask it to find the key themes. You can even take a screenshot of your design, upload it, and ask for a critique. It's like having an assistant on demand. Okay, you've built your skills, you've created some killer projects. Now for the final stretch, the last 3 months. Phase 3. This is where we get you that job. Job hunting is all about people, so you have to build your network. And there are 2 types you need. There's horizontal networking, that's connecting with your peers, other people on the same journey. They're your support system. Then there's vertical networking, Finding mentors, people who are already where you want to be. And you know a great way to meet both? Volunteer. Offer your design skills at an event or for a nonprofit. It's an amazing way to make connections. Now let's talk about your single most important asset, your portfolio. This is your golden ticket to getting an interview, and I have a rule for you that is non-negotiable. It cannot be a Behance page. It can't be a Notion doc. It must be your own personal website. Why? Because the website itself is a UX project. It shows you know how to design a good user experience, which is literally the skill you're trying to sell. Don't tell them you can do it, show them. But even with the world's best portfolio, you gotta be ready for the reality of the job hunt. Because landing that first gig, man, it's a numbers game. You really need to understand the hiring funnel to know what you're walking into. So for any given junior UX role, just imagine this. 100 people apply. Out of that 100, maybe 10 get an interview. Just 10. Think about that. The pool just shrank by 90%. And out of those 10 people who get to the interview stage, one person gets the job. One. Look, I'm not telling you this to freak you out. I'm telling you this to focus you. This is why every single detail matters. This is why you have to stand out. So, with that kind of competition, what's the one thing, what is the key to actually standing out from that crowd of 100 applicants? It all comes down to this one simple, powerful idea. The designers who are the most valuable are the ones who ship. They don't just make pretty pictures in Figma, they build things. So learn a no-code tool, use AI, whatever it takes, and turn one of your portfolio projects into a real, live, working product that you can link to. That right there is the ultimate game changer. It shows you can take an idea from start to finish. So there you have it. The entire 9-month roadmap is laid out for you, from setting that first goal all the way to shipping a real project. The only question left is, what's your first step? What are you going to do right now, today, to get started?